Hey guys, it's Millie. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a tipsy assumptions video. I don't think I'm going to be drunk. Let's hope not. But I'm going to definitely be tipsy. So a lot of people requested this video, like the most I've ever been requested. I think it's because they're just so like carefree, just like giving opinions. Obviously, I think this is better when you have a bigger following, obviously because you have anonymous people telling you what's wrong about yourself. But I got my friends to give me some really juicy ones and ones that I have to reply to because I get them a lot when I first meet people. So this is going to be kind of like people's first impressions of me as well. But I just really wanted to always do this video, so I thought I might as well do it now. So, drink of choice, we've got passion fruit martini cocktail. I don't know where this is from, probably like Sainsbury's or something, but I've got ice as well. And I'm just going to make myself a glass or a plastic cup. I was going to like drink before this video, but then I just thought, I've just decided to do this video like right now, so no time to prepare. But this drink, can I just say, is not nice in the slightest. It tastes like passion fruit martini, it's just really strong. So that means I'll probably only need one glass, which is good, I guess. So I had to actually write them down because I'm filming on my phone, so they're all on my phone. But thank you to everyone who actually gave some really juicy ones because they were great. So the first assumption I got was that people think that I'm not clever. I thought I'd start off with like a little simple one. By the way, I'm not naked, I do have a top on. I get this so much when I meet people. They're kind of like, they think I'm like a blonde bimbo, like just airhead, not really know what she's doing. Which I am, for sure. I can be in my own little world sometimes. But in terms of education, I would say that I'm in that middle point. But I would say I'm in a middle point for a lot of things as well. I'm never the best and I'm never the worst. I'm kind of always in the middle. So with education, I would say that I get good grades. I get good enough grades to do whatever I want. Like if I wanted to get into my sixth form, I could get into my sixth form. If I wanted to go to college, I've got the grades to get into my college. Hopefully, let's just don't jinx GCSE results because let's just not talk about that. But in the sight of if I get my predicted grades sort of thing. If you hear Stanley, please ignore. Yeah, so a lot of people assume that I'm probably just an airhead that doesn't have a clue what she's doing, which I would say I used to love. I used to love education a lot, like learning. I loved learning. I would say year 11 I hated it just because you're not learning anything, you're kind of just recapping and revision. I hated revision because I've got the memory of a goldfish. It's really bad. But yeah, so I've never really been amazing. I never got like A stars and like grade 9s and stuff. The highest grades I've probably ever got is like a grade 8. And that's just in English. So yeah, I'm really bad at maths. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that I'm not really like a blonde airhead. I can, if I want to put my mind to something academic and education wise, I will. But I get that assumption because we all make assumptions sometimes. Really not a bit of me. I love porn star martinis, which this kind of tastes like, but you know, like because it's not in a beautiful glass and you're not out drinking it, it doesn't feel the same. It just feels like a plastic cup drinking loads of juice with loads of alcohol in it. The next one I get a lot is that I'm a bitch, or I'm really bitchy, or yeah, well, that I come across really rude. So in terms of the bitchy sort of comment, nearly every single person I meet, they always say this to me, is that like you have a resting bitch face, like you seem like you don't like anyone. And I never really get this because I never like understand it, just because I always think when I walk into a room, I'm always like, I'm so nervous. So I put on like, because I feel like everyone's staring at me, so I kind of put on like a guard, and it probably looks like I'm a bitch, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to not look awkward and embarrassed. So I get that a lot, but when I'm also talking to new people, oh, I can be so distant. Like, you'll be like, is this girl for real? Because I'll just give blunt answers. Sometimes I'm like Sophie, Macy, they can talk for days. They can have conversations with anyone, even if they're sober. Me, personally, I've got better. But honestly, I used to be so bad. I could not even have a conversation with any adult, anyone for that matter. So that's why I sometimes come across like that. But I'm actually not, I'm not a very judgmental person in the fact that like, I don't go walking around the streets like judging every single person I see. It's just how I am, and I feel like if you're an Aquarius, you get that. We're not extremely judgmental. Unless people judge me, then I don't really judge them. I just let everyone get on with what they want to do. But yeah, I'm not a bitch, guys. Obviously, I feel like every girl can be a bitch if they want to be. Like, I feel like when it comes to boys, I'm defo a bitch. Because I just feel like some girls, you've got half of the girls that are like psycho, and then you've got half the girls that are just rude to their boyfriends. And I feel like I'm just rude to boys, and I don't know what it is, but it always comes across, and I just literally have no clue. So if there's ever a time where I'm a bitch, it's most likely to my sister or to a boy, but never really to other girls. I don't really bitch to other girls or about other girls. I just let them get on with it a little bit. Jesus. So one that I literally get so much from boys, especially when they first text me. When you text a boy and then you call them or you FaceTime them or you voice note them, I always get the same response. Oh my God, you sound so different than I thought you would. Like, you act so different than I thought you would. And I always think, oh God, like, it's probably because they can hear my manly voice, like my deep ass voice. That's why they're gonna run for the hills now. But it's always the case that they're like, you seem like you're like stuck up. Everyone says this to me, like, you seem like you literally love yourself. And when I first seen you on Instagram, I thought, yeah, she's good looking, but I would never message her because she just seems like she like talks to loads of people. Yeah, so a lot of people think I'm quite stuck up. I'm honestly far from it. I feel like I have so many insecurities, but I feel like as I've got older, I've got better, so I'm more confident in myself, whereas before I would kind of see my insecurities as a really bad thing, but now I kind of embrace them. I'm just like, who cares? I feel like once you come into a thing where you're confident with yourself, you don't really care what other people think of you, which that is confidence. However, stuck up is like when you think you're literally gorgeous, which I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect. I've been eating about 6 pizzas. That a lot when people meet me. Like, when people see my pictures on Instagram, they always say to me, like, you seem so stuck up, but now that I've texted you, you're really not like that. So yeah, guys, I promise, don't ever hesitate to DM me or say hi to me in person, because I promise I'm really not a bitch. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just because when I get awkward, I put a face on so that like people can't see that I'm really awkward and embarrassed. That's the kind of situation with that, but I promise, yeah, and boys, I'm not stuck up. I'm the goofiest mess you'll ever meet in your lives. So, I mean, whether you want to take that as a positive or a negative, you do you. But yeah, I promise I'm not stuck up, bitch. So, I've had to move downstairs because children baby duties is getting them to sleep. So Stanley will 100% pop in throughout this video because he's a 5-year-old, and we all know what is he 5? He's definitely not 5. I think he's 4. We're gonna blame it on the drink. So the next one I always get online, especially, is that I'm really, really tall. I feel like this is obviously depending on how small you are, because I always feel like small boys and small girls always find me really tall, which, I mean, I am tall, but I just don't really pay attention anymore. Like, I used to be like, when I first met people, I always used to be like, oh, I know I'm so tall. Especially if I was around my crush, I'd always be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so tall. Now I'm like, I'm so sorry, you're so small. Like, now I'm like, yeah, I love my height, which has taken me a while to get here, so please don't judge, but yeah, I'm not that tall, I don't think. Like, a lot of people who meet me in real life, like if I go out with the girls or something, I always get people that I haven't seen in person before, that I've only met online, always say, oh my god, you're not that tall in person, which I am tall. I'm not gonna kid you guys. Don't be thinking if you're gonna see me in real life I'm gonna be short. I'm really not. I think I'm 5'9.5". Last time I checked I was. I haven't grown, so let's just try and keep it that way, because I kind of like this height. My ideal height would be like 5'8". 5'8" girls, you're bloody unreal. I feel like Eloise's height, oh my god, perfect height. Shout out to Eloise. She's got nice long legs, or even Ellen's height, nice long legs, but just perfect, not too tall. But anyway, yeah, so I am tall, don't be fooled. Don't think I'm a short ass, because I'm definitely not. But I don't mind it. But yeah, just in case any boys are watching that think they can get away with telling me I'm 6 foot now, I'm 5'11". I turn up and they're 5'4". You'll get a big shock when you see me. Just drop that all over me. So the next assumption that I got from one of my girls was, you talk to a lot of boys. Which, if you're really close to me, or you're my sister, my mum, my dad, my brother, you will know I legit talk to 0 people.
So other than that, I'm literally talking to no one. And I know a lot of you wanted to know that, because I see my girls watching and they're always asking me if I've got anyone on the go, and I really don't. All you're setting yourself up for is heartbreak, if I'm honest, and I can't be dealing with heartbreak.
But yeah, so I am not talking to anyone, just to put it out there. And I don't talk to anyone really. If I'm talking to someone, I don't talk to anyone else. Not because I'm like, oh my god, I can't talk to anyone else, like blah blah blah, because I know 21st century, everyone's talking to everyone. Is it the 21st century? Has it been a century? I don't know, anyway, but I know in this generation everyone's talking to everyone at the same time, but just genuinely I don't really talk to anyone else if I'm talking to someone, because I haven't got the energy. I literally can only put my energy into one person at a time. I can't do multiple things because it just gets tiring. I've got a boyfriend, completely single, gonna keep it that way for a while. I say that and I'll probably have a boyfriend next week. I'm joking. But yeah, and especially in lockdown, hell no. So another assumption was that I was the popular girl in high school. No. No, I was not the popular girl in high school. I was never the popular girl at high school, popular, ever. I think at one point I was in like the big group, you know, you always have that big group. I was in that, but then I feel like we all realise that at the end of the day, the big groups are always like the fakest groups. I should just sit back because that's getting a bit heated. But yeah, I feel like we all know the biggest groups are always the fakest, because there's no way in hell that you could get along with that many people in that group. A bit of a coincidence in high school, that would never happen. So you kind of always look at the big groups and you're like, you must all be fake, you must all hate each other, because I know that ain't working. And it always ended up in little tiny groups at the end of the year, but no, I was never the popular one. And I never had like proper strong friendship groups. No, I kind of chilled on my own most of the time in year 11 and I really enjoyed it. Not the popular girl. Never would be, never have, never could be. I feel like this thing was inspired by like Angeli, because I know Angeli always like, me and Angeli are kind of on the same page when it comes to boys in that sort of area. But I know like a lot of, like Macy, you know, you always say to me like, you have these high standards sort of thing. And I can't explain it, but I don't have well, I do have high standards, but it's not like it's never in comparison to me. It's not like you have to have this because I have this, or do you know what I mean? It's never like that. It's never in comparison to me or to look better for me sort of thing, but it's more like moral aspects. So if someone does me wrong once, then that's usually it. Like, I feel like if I ever got cheated on, I couldn't go back there. I've got a really what is it, I'm kind of one of them people that's like, I hate love, don't want love, love is just made to break your heart. But then them sort of people always get the worst heartbreaks. My mum always says this to me, that the reason, because you block out love so much, when you do fall in love, you're going to fall hard and you're going to get your heart broken even worse than usual. So I know that's the case. I do have high standards, but in a good way. Like, morally I have high standards, but not really in terms of looks. You just have to be 6'5" and built. I'm joking. I'm actually joking. So the next assumption is that people think you're older than you are. Who just heard that? Okay. Yeah, people think that I'm always older than I am. My sister's 23, so we're kind of, because and my older brother is 19, and I just grew up around older people. My little brother, obviously I have a little brother, but he's like 4 years younger than me, so quite a lot younger. But yeah, so I grew up around like older siblings and just being in a mature sort of household. So I've always acted older than I am. And that's why probably high school went to absolute shite for me, because me, 31 in my head, chilling with 13-year-olds probably was not a great thing.